Angela Fazio is an industry powerhouse who has overseen 40,000 homes sold and $9 billion in production. And Kristen Cantrell is one of the nation's most accomplished team leaders, helping thousands of agents build their businesses. They are passionate about educating, encouraging, and empowering moms in real estate. Our next episode starts now.
Welcome to Moms in Real Estate. This is Kristen Cantrell.
And I'm Angela Fazio, and today's guest is Elena James.
Elena is a God-fearing woman that is a mother of 5, and we are so excited. Elena, will you get us started and just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a real estate agent. I've been in real estate for approximately 5 years. And I love what I do. The reason why I decided to get into real estate is because I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and I wasn't necessarily happy being home all the time. And I wanted to find the perfect balance of being able to work and raise my kids. And I prayed daily about this, and eventually it happened. And I did, take a risk and take some chances, but it was well worth it. And I love what I do.
So let me ask you a question, because on pretty much every Moms in Real Estate episode that we have, there's this topic of balance and finding that perfect balance. And when you go from being a stay-at-home mom to, entering into getting your real estate license and starting to build your business, do you feel like you have found balance, or do you feel like it's an ever-growing thing?
Finding balance is an ever-growing thing because, as you know, with real estate, it's different every day and your business changes daily. The most important thing for me is I had a sponsor that was a mom of 4, so she understood every challenge I would have to face. And thankfully for Michelle, she really helped me get started and gave me the advice that I needed at the time to be able to find balance.
That is such an important thing. I want to stop and talk about that for a minute because, and I know I've shared this with you before, Elena, I have talked to women that are not doing well in real estate and their mentor is a male. Nothing wrong with a male mentor, but it's like the woman's home with kids at home, right? And so she's trying to build her business and she's getting advice from somebody who's never stayed at home with kids while building a business. And I just recall this one girl and I was like, you have to go and find somebody like a mom that's done this, you can't be mentored by somebody who has no clue what you're doing. So I think that it's awesome that you had Michelle, who was a mom of 4, to be able to say, hey, this is like how I did it so that you can, relate, right?
Yeah, think about it. How many men? I mean, I know there are a few. I'm not a man basher. I have an awesome husband. But how many men, like you've got 5 kids. 4 of them are girls, for heaven's sake, So how can you not learn from somebody who knows what it feels like to have kids yelling in the background and trying to make a call from your closet and, trying to get a shower in and get all the kids out the door before you go to showing. It's like so important to have that encouragement, if nothing else, right?
Yes, because it's great to have someone that understands that there are days where your kids will be in the car with you and give you tips on how to keep them entertained in the process. So it's good where you don't have to be fearful of anyone. Look, your kids with you. What's that in the background? And, that made it really comfortable for me.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of advice did Michelle give you that really resonated with you and helped you? Give us a couple of examples.
One of the main things that she always told me is in real estate, you'll have your good days and you'll have your bad days. And what she meant by that is like every deal is different. And you always reach out for support if you need it, because every deal is different. You're not always going to know everything, and it's a lot to learn.
That is good advice, because I think that even agents who have they think they're seasoned. They've maybe been in the business for 1 or 2 or 3 years, and maybe they even closed 30, 40, 50 transactions during that time. That's the one thing about real estate. You never get it all. I mean, you're right. Every transaction is different. And if you have to have someone to be transparent with you so that you can have the humility to say, I don't know what I'm doing in this one, because you never arrive as a real estate agent. They're so, well, you shouldn't. Some people think they arrive, that's for sure. But that's awesome. That's a great attitude.
Yeah.
So you wrote in I love some of the things that you wrote in your questionnaire, and I want to talk through it. Cause I was like, what happened with your daughter that she was in the hospital? Like, what was that? Cause that was one of your struggles.
It was a traumatic moment that happened so fast. Basically, she was sick, had a headache. I took her to the pediatrician that morning, and she sent me home with, Tylenol and Motrin, told me to keep doing what I was doing. And I have 5 kids, and I knew that this sickness was different. And by the time we got home, she was disoriented. So I had to rush her to the emergency room. And when she got there, her eyes were blinking. She had a headache, and everyone at the emergency room thought that it was just normal. And I knew in my heart it wasn't. So I had to call my husband, have him rush home. First, it was to go home and check on the kids, and we didn't even have time to do that. He had to rush home to the hospital. So everything progressed so fast where it got to the point within an hour she wasn't walking.
What?
Wow.
So we had to fight. We had to get her to a children's hospital. We had to wait an hour for the ambulance. Like every minute was critical to get her where she needed to be. And once we got there, the only thing I could do was just pray and, put all my faith in God that everything would be okay. And then the first surgery she had, it ended up being, when I looked at the time, it was 12/18 when they started the surgery, and that was her birthday. And
what surgery? What was going on?
Well, she had to have a spinal tap and MRIs.
No kidding.
Because she ended up having bacterial meningitis.
Wow.
So with bacterial meningitis, it's life-threatening. And if you do make a full recovery, sometimes you could lose a limb, brain damage, all sorts of things. So it was truly a humbling experience. God showed us mercy. She made it through. She had a full recovery. And during that time period, I was in the hospital with her the whole time, and I needed time to slow things down. I was so busy with real estate, getting through homeschooling kids during COVID, that it was actually a blessing in disguise. I needed that time just to be able to just sit, pray, meditate, and just look at everything and just be more thankful and more humble for everything that, I've gone through. So with that being said, when it came to work, I was I'm 100% hands-on the whole process from start to end. And I realized that I do everything on my own. So I had a great agent, Susie, that really, I called her and she stepped in and she helped me. But I still wasn't able to just 100% pass it on, because no one knew what I was doing. No one knows what I'm doing, because I'm a mom of 5. I do everything from home. I just,
right.
I don't have a team. And so I realized that, there will be times in life where you should have a team and a support system, and be able to have someone that you can depend on and, ask for help, and not be scared to ask for help.
Wow. Now let me get back to your daughter. One more question. How old was she when that happened?
11.
Oh my gosh. That's so frightening.
Scary. And how long ago was that?
This past summer in July.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's recent. Thank the Lord that she's okay. That's super scary. And good for you for, I'm pointing at you. Good for you for your intuition and not like listening to you, what you knew was not right. Oh my gosh, that's an awesome story. What a gift from God to give you that strong discernment so that you would catch that on time.
And I always love the advice of like, don't take it all on yourself. Like, ask for help. I feel like so many women struggle with that, and it's like you have to stop being so stubborn and ask for help when you need it.
Yeah,
that's for sure, because you'll burn out so fast.
So true.
And that's what happened. Actually, when this happened, I was kind of at my burnout stage, because although I love what I do, real estate took a turn, and everyone is still under an extreme amount of stress because of the multiple offers, the low inventory, just the sudden boom, this rush, everyone's on edge, whether it's like attorneys, other agents. So it was definitely at a time where it's like, this is stressful now. It used to be so much fun doing this. Like, I enjoy getting my car and like leaving, going to the house. But then it got to a point where every single deal or person, it was that stress involved in it. I think just everyone needs to or needed to take a little break and kind of relax, rewind, and then, get back to work after you've actually taken a break.
Yeah, take a step back and look at like what your business looks like and what you could do to change to not enter back in with all that stress and anxiety for sure.
Mhm.
I want to go
Exactly.
back to one thing that you had said, Elena, because I know that there are women who listen to this show that aren't in real estate yet, because some of them have told us they got into real estate because of the show. And you were a stay-at-home mom with 5 kids,
Yes.
and you're like, and I'm guessing you only said it like a sentence about it, but you're like, I don't like this very much. Like, this is not, I don't want this to be my whole life. And I think there's probably women out there that would feel guilty for feeling that way for like, I don't like this stay-at-home stuff. You know, I hated it. I tried to stay home for a year
It's
and it
so
was
hard.
awful.
Mhm.
but talk through that a little bit. Let's encourage those women who maybe are like, I want to do something, but I feel guilty. I'm at home. I'm home with my kids. That's where I feel like I'm supposed to be, you know, all the time. Like, what was your thought process through that?
Mhm.
Well, actually, it was another agent that actually inspired me to get into real estate. Her name was Dawn. And she told me, she said, I understand how you feel because I was a better mom. I'm a better mom working than I am at home.
Mhm.
And once she said that, it resonated with me because I wasn't 100% happy at home. You know, I love
Mhm.
seeing my kids and raising my kids, but I've always worked. I've worked since I was 15. So that was a part of me that I just felt lost. And that's, you know, that's why I decided to get into real estate. And actually, when I started real estate, I had 4 kids and I was pregnant with my 5th. So I was studying while I was pregnant with my 5th child. So I had all these goals and, you know, plans in my head that I'll, you know, hopefully I pass my test the first time and then, you know, and then I'll start real estate. And I did, and I met my goals. And I studied while I was pregnant with my 5th child, and I started my first year when she was a newborn. But during my first year, I took that time to train and not just rush into it 100%. And that's what I love about real estate. Like, you could also
Mhm.
transition jobs. You don't have to
Mhm.
start real estate full time. You build your own, you know, your own schedule, your own time frame, and you can go at your own pace. So that's what I loved about it is I had a newborn and I was able to, hey, if I'm not too tired, I'll, you know, I'll go take a training. And it worked for me where my first year I knew I didn't want to jump in full time. I wanted to learn as much as I could hands on, and I did that.
Yeah, I love that about real estate. And I feel like there's so many people that will tell you like you can't do it part-time. And I totally
I
disagree
do.
with
I
that.
disagree with that.
Yeah, I think that, you know, one of the cool things about real estate is that you can scale, you know, back if you need to, and then you can jump in full force if you need to. And I think that a lot of moms like to hear that because they're like, how am I going to do this? I have so much going on. And it just because over there she's doing, you know, whatever, 50 deals a year doesn't mean that's where you're at in your season, and being okay with that and being like, you know what, my goal is to close 5 deals this year. Okay, that's cool. Then close 5 deals and don't compare yourself to everybody else and accept that season that you're in.
That's probably, we have some recurring themes that come up when we talk to women. That's so encouraging. Number one, about how awesome real estate is for every season of motherhood or, you know, even your life, because it can flex and change like that. The other thing that comes up all the time is the love of Jesus Christ on our on our podcast. It's insane. God sends us God-fearing women almost every episode. It's incredible.
I know. It really is.
And then the third one, which we haven't talked about, is wine.
I know. Oh yes, and you like wine too.
I don't know, but it's fun. This is so encouraging to hear from you, Elena, to that you would share about your daughter and how God worked through that to show you that you were needing to slow down, and that what a great story you have.
I know. I want you to share.
And that's another thing with real estate is I was able to stay with my daughter at the hospital. I didn't have to worry about physically going into an office and going back to work, and that reduced the stress for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I want you to share some of your goals with everybody because I know you're passionate about a couple things, and I want you to share those with our audience.
Well, my goals now would be to mentor other moms that are hesitant or just they need help, they need support to get into real estate. I want to, you know, give back and help others just like Michelle helped me. my goals are always to grow my business. My passion is first time home buyers. I just love the feeling of helping a family purchase their first home. I love everything about real estate investors and everyone else, but that is truly where I feel the most gracious doing it, is helping first time home buyers.
I love that. And I'll always remember when we first started Moms in Real Estate, we had a girl named Jenny Spurbeck on, and she was on Mentor Moms. And one of the things she said that always stuck with me is you always want to have one arm reaching forward and one arm reaching back. And so you're always looking for somebody to mentor you, and you're always mentoring somebody. And so I think that it's fabulous that you're going to take on this, this new mentorship towards moms in real estate. Are you getting mentored by anybody? Are you reaching for somebody to help you and coach you through that?
Well, Michelle was my sponsor. I mentioned her in the beginning of the episode. Unfortunately, she is in the hospital battling sickness, so I'd like everyone to pray for her. But I'm also looking forward to working with you and to mentor and learn more from you on the mentoring side.
I can't wait. I can't wait for that part. That's going to be so much fun to work with you. So
I know
the audience doesn't know this yet, but we're going to be able to work with Elena. So we're absolutely thrilled.
So thrilled. And I really love that whole concept of what you're doing. And I think that you're going to bless so many moms you don't even understand. And I can't wait for you to do that.
Yep. I totally agree. That's going to be awesome. Well, I love your heart. I love your mission. Thank you so much for being a guest with us today, Elena. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. You too. And God bless you.
Wait, one more thing. If you are a mom out there and you are looking to get mentored by somebody as cool as Elena, then how do people get a hold of you?
My email is NY as in New York, Realtor, Elena, ELENA @gmail.com.
Yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to her. And also, you guys, save the date. We have Flourish coming up, our third women's event out in Chandler, Arizona. And that is going to be on August. Oh my gosh, April 20th. What year are we in? I don't even know.
Right?
April 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So we will be posting a lot on our Instagram about it. So make sure you're staying up to date and have that date marked in your calendar. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.